Welcome. Hello. Goodbye.
No, not goodbye. Welcome. Hello, anyone out there in Twitch watching land. Welcome
I'm
to
back.
Community D&D is finally back after some crazy busy stuff happening in my life and also some health issues. But those are all. So there was a bit of an unexpected hiatus, but now we're back 6 weeks after the last time. um, And of course, this is Community D&D on Arvin Elrond's channel, Dragon of Icespire Peak, with the Shadow Crew. I am your host this evening and Dungeon Master, Shadowed Mage. And of course, the lovely rest of our participants in the Shadow Crew are right below me in our webcam lineup here. Also, I see Echo has been putting out the commands in the chat for all of our stuff. Go check out that stuff. I won't necessarily maybe go through all of them right now at the moment, considering he's already gone through all of them. But the main ones are, of course, exclamation point Arv things to find most of the things. And to highlight a couple, there's exclamation point Icarus for Arv's now silver medal winning. What is it? Something? Is
I'm Impo or something.
Is it some kind of award? It won an award, silver medal award.
Hold on.
BAFTA?
The JJ Power Associates Ford Pickup of the Year award that I always see on TV. Prestigious.
Shoot, it's like IPBA or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Independent Book Publishers Association or something
Yeah, IBA.
like that.
Yeah,
Thank you, Trish. Or Triff. Thank you, Triffid. And of course, exclamation point library for his 5e compatible adventure book with a bunch of stuff from other authors in it as well. And of course, exclamation point Greyshade KS for the Greyshade Literary Universe stuff happening soon, TM. And exclamation point BLM for Black Lives Matter, because we want to continue to assert and affirm that Black lives do indeed matter, which is very important to our community here, and of course it should be important to the wider communities out there as well. And of course, exclamation point help now for if you need any kind of mental health assistance and suicide prevention and all that kind of stuff.
Or somebody does talk to.
Yeah, just if you need someone to talk to.
We're here.
Now, right below me is Rock God. Rock God, would you please introduce
The
yourself?
Bacon Master.
And to tell us who your character is in our campaign, please.
Oh, I am Rock God, and I am playing Malik Halamarodin, the Wood Elf Ranger. And it's been a long time. I don't remember how to do any of this.
Why don't you tell us about your particular role in this year's ArvCon?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. This year's ArvCon, the top donator will be getting a metal print of one of my photographs of a fireworks display. It's, I think, 16 by 24, I believe. So it's pretty big. You can hang it right on the wall. You don't need any kind of frame for it or anything. Comes with the hanger right in the back and put it right up. And that'll go to the top donator for ArvCon this year, which is not this weekend, but next weekend, which we will also be playing in Saturday night.
Saturday night.
Yep.
The primetime slot, which makes me
Right
nervous.
Right after GFG's D&D.
All of the pressure is on you, Shadowed. It's time to step up.
Yeah, I saw he put it. I thought he put us on the primetime floor, and I was like, "Ooh, why did he do that?"
I want to hear accents. I want to hear crazy different voices.
Hoodie, when you say that, you're gonna make Shadow put up some homebrew stuff and really make us work for it.
I just learned in my recent D&D session that it is good to kill your characters. Almost, it's great. They love it. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, I know. Since
Oh, you guys just wait and see what
I
I
can't
have.
say I endorse that.
Yeah,
I
no.
didn't want it to happen. I tried to make it stop, and he was like, "No, I'm gonna try and kill myself in this fire." And I was like, "That's insane. Okay, enjoy yourself." And they had a great time. So I'm lost.
You're at the back, say, Triffid, so you got 18 lives. So
Well, yeah, make sure to come check us out at ArvCon, and if you happen to be the top donator, you will win Rock God's metal print photo. Which then I guess since Mr. Hoodie from No Quarter TV, No Quarter _ TV, was discussing his D&D campaign, and he is right below Rock God. Let's go to Hoodie, and how about you tell us a bit more about your streaming adventures and who you play in our campaign.
Yeah, my name's Eddie. I play a lot of video games, and occasionally when I can wrangle everyone together, D&D, on my channel, No Quarter _ TV. In this campaign, I play Isol Moldleaf, a socially awkward, book-loving ASMR, protector ASMR, Pact of the Tome warlock, celestial warlock. Okay, it's been 6 weeks. I had it down so well that last session, and now it's just all evaporated.
this is when it's a mystery in life.
But yeah, that's me condensed.
Yeah, thank you. So we'll move along to Echo Alpha _X5. I think I got that right.
Yeah, you did. And I'm back, people. I'm back. Finally.
Hooray!
I am Echo Alpha _X5, also known as just Echo Alpha. You can find me on the Twitter and on Twitch. I also host a lot of great streamers. I also have my own Discord server, which I will not post because that's not this channel. And I will be playing Roderick Rohern, a human rogue of mysterious origins, whom shall never know, and now has gone off the bacon just because of a previous session. And yeah, I will be also participating in the ArvCon 2021, and I will be doing a special appearance, as I did last year, with this t-shirt, which is probably not going to see, in honor of our dearly departed friend Kinnebite. May he rest in peace. I will be donning a new t-shirt I will have made very soon in honor of Dialat, who passed away from breast cancer. May she rest in peace. And I will also be wearing a special hat, which will not be very themed, but me and her had a little discussion about something. So I will tell everybody about that during ArvCon. Beyond that, there is nothing much else to say that other than I am also going to move away soon in several months, alongside Shadow Mage, who is moving also.
It's going to be a surprise.
Ooh.
Well, not so much, but I don't know.
I say nothing. Moving on. Help me, Tabaxi. Grace. Help me. Speak up, please. Now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I guess that's the cue to move on to
yes.
Triffid.
Move on. Ain't no more words. Move on.
Triffid, please.
Very well. I am Triffid, and I play Grace of the Refreshing Breeze, a Tabaxi bard, in this campaign. And
she's lying. Is an assassin.
I am generally pretty easy for people to get along with, but sometimes I use my cutting words, even on normal people. Well, not to hurt them, but to mock them sometimes. But Grace enjoys life for the most part, and I am certainly looking forward to playing again tonight. I'd just like to mention about ArvCon next weekend. That starts on Friday and goes through, there will be events through Monday of Memorial Day weekend. And the cause for which the whole event is raising money is the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation, which helps young scientists doing high-risk, high-reward research, and we certainly hope to help raise some more money for them.
Yep.
And to give a more thorough highlight to the schedule, Friday is going to be around, I believe, 2100 hours EDT. It's going to be Esper Genesis, followed by a pause until the Saturday at 12 p.m. EDT, which is going to be Avengers in Middle Earth with the amazing Middle Earth crew, followed by GOG D&D with the possibility of wrapping up Storm King's Thunder for anybody who has been watching that on the GOG Comms Twitch channel. Also is now in podcast. Just go to Spotify and search on the GOG D&D there.
And then
Follow that's going to be, yes, the Shadow Crew. The best A-team, and you better take that, Rob. And yeah, after that, we're going to be wrapping up for the Saturday. And Sunday is going to be one big marathon of 9 hours of IAB. I do believe it's 9 hours.
6 hours, and then the concert? The concert's on Sunday night.
I believe the Palace of the Red Pasha, which is supposed to be wrapping up, will be Sunday from
hours.
noon until
from
8, I think. And then the concert from 9 until midnight.
The concert will be actually at 9 EDT. 9 in the evening.
The calendar here.
I'm already on the calendar. So, yeah. And followed by that, it's going to be another rest for till around 3 in the afternoon on day 4, which is going to be on the Monday. Then it's going to be a special tabletop role-playing game with Mike Underwood, also known as Turbo Tango, on the Twitch channel, as your host, and then Brandon O'Brien with the Sun Clash, the clamp down to wrap us up for AvCon of 2021. And for those who have been a fan of San _, it's going to be his final appearance on the Twitchverse for the foreseeable future. Well, for at least a year, from what I have been told several times over the many months. And yeah, it's going to be his final appearance on the IAB crew for now, because he has a lot of work to do, apparently. And yeah, if you want to know more about the schedule and so forth, just to !bark calendar. And now, shall we play some games?
Let's play some D&D.
All right, let's dive in. So for a recap, since it's been a while, the party is their overarching goal is to become strong enough to try and fight Cryovane, the white dragon, who has taken up residence in the abandoned Icespire Peak hold up in the Icespire mountain. But they're currently on the tail of some cultists of the cult of Talos, who have kind of been associated with some increase in orc raider activity in the general Phandalin and Neverwinter Wood area. So they had found a manse, a big old house in Neverwinter Wood, dealt with some cultists and some orcs there, discovered that there was another adventuring party who had been in the area who had got turned to stone there, seemingly by some kind of act of divine intervention from Talos, from the cultists there. And Isol had kind of a interaction with his warlock patron, who was also his Aasimar celestial bloodline ancestor or whatever, who told him that one of those members of that adventuring party is a distant relative of his, and that he needs to figure out a way to rescue that party because they are on a they are important. Their mission is important to that Celestial's cause. So they set off into the woods to go and track down the rest of the cultists again. Came across they heard an orc raiding party passing through the woods a little ways away from them. The party actually managed to ambush the raiding party and dealt with them handily. Then they went on to find the Circle of Thunder, which is a big hill with some standing stones at the top. And there were some more cultists there. They fought those cultists, but then as those cultists died, their death caused the summoning of a giant boar sent by Talos. And then they had to deal with the boar, and then they killed the boar, the giant thunder boar. Then they were
Thor boar.
yeah, the Thor boar. And then they were investigating the caves underneath the hill, and then they found that someone that they had interacted with previously, Xanth the centaur, had been captured by the cultists and had been held there. And then so they rescued Xanth, and then there was some discussion with Xanth and amongst themselves as to what their next course of action would be, and that was essentially where we left off.
So we are actually heading into the cave, correct?
You just came out of the cave.
No, we're heading out of the cave.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, because the lineup when I was logging in earlier, it was sort of like it had me reminiscent of us entering a cave, as I usually am the lead point at times. But yeah, I'm all catch up, so I'll let you folks decide.
So, yeah, I think it, as far as like time of day stuff kind of goes, it is probably about currently mid to late afternoon. And if I remember correctly, there had been some discussion about basically wanting to go back to Phandalin to recuperate and check in on things there, and then from there maybe go check out the tower on the coast, the former lighthouse, where there's supposed to be more cultist activity, but that wasn't necessarily a sure thing. So
Yeah, it was the Elven ruins kept coming up, and then the tower on the coast were the two new places. So
oh, right. Well, I think we had decided at the end of the last time that there are rumors of other elvish ruins in Neverwinter Wood, but part of that was that the Woodland Manse itself had been previously a place where a half-elven wizard had set up shop, like a long time ago, and then after it had been abandoned after that half-elven wizard, it had got taken over by the orcs.
that's right. I linked them because of orcs for some weird reason.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, also I gotta represent because I use someone's books. But because I remember we'd kind of come to like a full-on conclusion. Were we just heading back to?
Well, I mean, I'll leave that kind of up to you folks at this point. At the end of last time, I believe the decision was to head back to Phandalin, but if there's anything else that you want to bring up at this point, in contradiction to that, or anything else in addition, please do so now.
That's how I remember it, that we were going to head back to town after this and kind of check in. See what else.
Yeah, we scrubbed this place
Because I
clean.
think it was also kind of on the way to our next thing.
Oh, I'm leaving the choice up to you folks. So yeah, I have no say in the matter whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm for Vandalin.
All right.
The most boring town in it, if there ever was one.
That's why you gotta terrorize it.
Did we get a short rest before we set out, though? I hope.
Uh,
I think we must have because I'm back up to full hit points. Um, I just want to make sure I have all my bardic inspirations back.
yeah, I think that's a safe assumption. Is that
Okay.
Yeah,
You
I also
have
have
that.
all my spell slots back, so that would seems likely.
I mean,
Yeah,
if
it
you're
must have been a short rest because I don't have my spell slots back.
That would do it.
Do it.
Speaking of, I need to
Yeah, I
go
think
over.
Easel's the only one who gets his spells back after a short rest. The rest of us have to wait for a long rest.
Yep.
Why be a sorcerer when I could just be a warlock and gain the spells back after a short rest?
I mean that's. But I only get 2 spells, so it's a little bit of give and take.
Yeah, but you get a shit ton of cantrips.
I do, but the only good one is Eldritch Blast. So it's
But
like
it is a good one.
yeah, it's very good. Warlock has been a weird class so far, for sure. And just to clarify, Shadowed,
Yep.
while we set up to travel here, I found like no hints or clues about this whole stone, like this whole flesh into stone process, right? Like there was absolutely nothing in that cave about it.
nope.
Okay,
All,
just double checking.
all you know is that your warlock patron had told you that you need to find a way to rescue them, but that you should follow the clues that you have about the cultists to find a way to rescue them. That was kind of about it.
What a absolutely helpful individual. So happy. And since then, Isel hasn't really been reading from the large book, the large gilded chained book. He's been reading from like other books that he has on hand. Because why wouldn't he?
Alright. So, if I remember correctly, traveling from here back to Fandolin will take. I think it's about a day or a little more than a day. You do have. Oh, yeah. You have horses.
and Sans Satins or
Yeah. So it will take about a day. And it is currently, like, I'd say about 4 p.m. or whatever the equivalent is. So,
I say if we go straight south from here, we'll meet up with the Tribor Trail. It will probably be a lot safer than traveling all the way through the woods all the way back to Fandolin.
We not want to use the trail because of, well, you know. And I just point up.
I mean,
Agreed. Let's cut south through the woods.
Roderick just says nothing. Let's go.
alright. Um, oh, uh, so if you're traveling, is that all you selected?
Actually, has the dragon ever been spotted flying at night? Maybe it would be safer for us to try traveling at night than traveling during the day.
No.
I've been up every single night. Was there any way that I heard the dragon at that point?
No. The
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
no
I would say-
dragon sightings at night.
I would relay that.
yeah, so would Roderick, because he doesn't need to sleep. He just need to meditate. So
In fact, usually it seems that like dragon sightings are often in the morning or the mid-afternoon. From what
So
you've seen.
We could just push it from here all the way down and like ride throughout the night and not really think about it.
yeah,
Hopefully. Roll some dice.
I
mean,
will
yeah,
be rolling some dice.
if we if we go through the night, we probably have a better chance of missing the dragon, but we probably have a higher chance of meeting up with other sorts of baddies that tend to roam around at night. So,
What could be worse than a dragon? I guess is the. Oh, we seem to be doing fine for ourselves.
I mean, if you want to push on through the night, I'm fine with that.
Well, I mean, I
I could really go either way. It doesn't matter.
don't need to sleep. It's you lot that does the whole close eyes things.
Let's see. If we ride through the night, and then we encountered something, I at least would be possibly dealing with a little exhaustion. But on the other hand, it seems like a better chance of avoiding the dragon, which is what I'm really worried about this time, much more so than a random band of orcs or something. So I'm willing to do that, and then during the day we can take cover somewhere and I can take a nap.
Well, if we ride on through the night, we might make it before the sun comes up. I believe, right?
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I like this idea. It's something different. It seems like a good idea worth trying.
It means we get to ride the trail, which would mean that we would be faster in general instead of riding through woods and constantly worrying.
The horses might appreciate that rather than pushing their way through the undergrowth.
Yeah, I'm on
Shall
board.
we then? All right. Hearing no objections, let's try that.
Okay.
I get on my horse backwards and then struggle to turn around. Beautiful.
You have
if only we
mastered
had
the
Terratunes to make a picture of that.
you have mastered the art of getting on your horse by now.
Yeah, I'm now incredibly used to it. Especially since I don't have the book that I'm trying to juggle in my hands as I'm trying to mount the horse.
All right.
Isel, where is your book?
Oh, it's I kind of motion. It's so the chain underneath the snake robes. There's a golden chain just kind of wrapped around various ways, and then you see like the book kind of just holstered, like in a bag on my side pouch, and it's there. I just I'm good for now.
I mean, usually you have your face buried right in it.
Well, I have this book, and then I pull out another one, and this book, and now I'm not holding the reins at all for the horse. I'm just holding up two books with my hands, and I immediately kind of start tilting backwards, and then lean forwards and just grab onto the horse and drop a book. Oh, I have more.
So gangster, gold chain and all.
It's like a super dirty gold chain. It looks like it's been through some stuff.
Now, are those two books special, like your big change book?
No, this one's about planting seeds, and this one's about the different types of species of herbs in the area. These are the ones I bought back in the town. These are from my room of books.
Oh, well, that sounds fascinating.
They're not. They're really boring, honestly. After reading that whole about day-long chapter of grass and different grass varieties in the region from my book, this has been quite boring in comparison. Would you like? I have some about different ways to
No.
breed hogs.
No,
No.
not at all.
You
Nope.
sure? I figured you're quite partial to meat and bacon. I figured this one might be. There's apparently, and I start pulling it out, very detailed diagrams about where to. No, I just hold up the
No.
book open to a picture spread of some like meat cuts and various penning of pigs and how to keep them in check.
I am a bit upset that we didn't. There wasn't anything left of that big thunder boar, because that would have made some good bacon.
I wonder if you would get like a static shock every time you tried to bite into it. Do teeth conduct electricity? And then I go to immediately reach for my big book and then think better of it and go back to the book on different herbs in the area. That sounds so boring.
Hearing that coming from the book nerd, that's surprising.
I'd also assume throughout like the entire journey, you see me trying to like get different books out of various pockets that I've made hard to reach for no reason. Like I have a book behind my back. Going to like 4 different layers of clothing to pull out another like small leaflet on things. Good stuff.
What is your armor? Duh.
I have 12 AC. I don't wear any.
Your books are your armor and your intelligence and your everything.
That is true. Could I form an armor suit out of books? I don't think that would be heavy armor. Just it would at least stop a knife. I come out of the bedroom in Finland just like with these like mended together book pages.
Oh, Lord above.
The next greatest thing in warlock technology, the book armor.
Oh, that's how you stop a shank in prison.
I feel it if Isel were to make a spell, it would be that spell. Armor of books.
Armor books.
Shield of books. Oh, all right. I'm gonna start working on that.
Or Easelcraft.
Yeah, I have barkskin. You could do bookskin.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my god. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Except it just makes me more easy to cut. I turn into paper.
Makes you more flammable.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it doesn't actually help at all. But you can read off of my flesh now. Great.
I could just take the thunderboar bacon and just wrap it around my shock dagger, make it more powerful.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Lord,
I bet armor from that would have been great.
Oh my word! What the hell are we up to?
So, your journey to Phandalin is uneventful.
Yay.
One day later.
Yeah, so now it's basically like right as dawn comes around, you're rolling up to Phandalin.
Over the hills and the far away.
So, Phandalin.
Don't we have some things to turn into the town master's hall?
Yes. Don't we have some letters and proofs and things?
Probably, but it's been a bit. I don't remember.
Quests
I
that
know.
have been accomplished.
Oh, yeah, what happened to Zaeth? Did we just leave him there? Did we be like, hey, we'll see you guys later?
He
Well, we split up before we met with the King Boar, the huge summoned boar.
Oh, I thought we rescued him.
No, we rescued him in the caves after the
you're
war.
right. You're right. We rescued him from the caves.
Yeah. His plan was that he thought it would be safer to travel with you, but if you're going into the town of Phandalin, then he would depart. And he would go off on his own as he feels that he is not welcome in Phandalin.
Could we tell him that, like we're going to the Tower of Storms in a day? You can meet us there, type of deal.
Um,
Or he could just wait outside the town and meet up with us when we start out
yeah,
tomorrow.
Or you could just go ahead and scout for us.
yeah. He's just gonna go wander around the countryside, kind of around Fandolin, and try and catch up with you when you leave.
As happy he might be, he is also a centaur, so they're part of the nature.
Would we have things to turn in? By the way, I feel like we've done stuff, but I don't
So,
remember.
Let me see here. Butterskull
Well,
This is
Ranch.
what happens when real life comes into things, people.
Sorry to the audience. It's just been quite a long time in real life since we played.
Yeah.
And my apologies for not being attending. I have been suffering some mental issues of late.
Everybody has had a lot to deal with this year, so
Yeah.
we're here now, and that's what matters. I guess we could just go to the town master's hall and check what the new notices might be up now.
You all go ahead and do that. I will be in the inn. And Roderick goes right straight to the Stone Hill Tavern.
Okay. So as far as the quests go, the ones that you had acquired the notices for previously, Butterskull Ranch one was resolved. Loggers Camp quest was resolved. Was that?
I don't
I don't.
think we turned in the loggers one
No.
because that led us
yeah,
that led us
because
more down the rabbit hole of the cult of Talos.
right.
The loggers, was that when I was doing? Because I remember something about the loggers.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
The
'cause-
with the
loggers were the bug creatures that we
Yes.
fought.
Yeah, don't forget we haven't been back to Fandolin in like
a while.
A
forever.
long time.
Yeah, yeah. So no,
Right.
that one has not been turned in.
Right. I think we did save a few of the logger people, didn't we? The Onkegs, is that
Yep.
what they were? Had massacred a bunch of people, but there were a few left alive in a barricaded building, right?
Yes, there was
Ugly.
there was the one survivor who happened to be the half brother of Harbin Wester, who is the Fandolin
That's right.
town
Oh
master.
yeah. Yeah.
That is right.
So you rescued him, and he basically like rode off on his own back towards Fandolin. And that was the last you knew of him, because I think from there you guys were heading to Falcon's Hunting Lodge.
Yep.
And then it was from Falcon's Hunting Lodge then to
We went
Woodland
straight for
Manse.
Mance.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, right, that is what we have been up to. So we could tell the town master about that, or we could just at least see what the notices are. How am I doing on exhaustion, Shadowed? Would I want to sleep first, or can I push on and at least check the notices? Do
Let me refer to something.
you want me to roll
here.
something?
I would think that Grace,
Grace.
has been rested while on the travels. I would say everybody was been, yeah. Just saying.
I know you can't get a long rest
No,
on
you-
a horse,
yeah, you
but you
can't.
can probably get a short rest. Maybe it's hard. Like riding a horse is hard work. So I don't know.
Hmm. I will say that you do not have a level of exhaustion yet, but if you try to
Right.
do anything too strenuous throughout like the next while before taking some kind of rest, that you may earn one later.
Right. Okay. Well, then all I want to do is go to the townmaster's hall, check the notices, probably not even talk to the guy yet, unless everyone else wants to, and then just go
I'm
to the inn
certainly-
and sleep.
I'm certainly kicking down that door.
I'm pretty sure that Issa wants to talk to the townmaster. Yeah.
You can just
Alright,
see
well then-
I'm like preparing a spell
Oh
as
yeah.
we're walking up. I'm just silently under my breath, just muttering a spell out.
When it comes to the townmaster, Issel's the guy to talk to him. Good lord. I mean, Roderick tried, but Issel just masterpiece it.
Right. Well, okay. If he's going to do that, then I will definitely tag along just to make sure things maintain a modicum of civility.
Have fun.
I'm assuming. So we're approaching the townmaster's hall.
Okay.
Is the question board outside?
Yes.
And then there's his door, and I've been inside, so I know kind of what the general layout inside is, right?
Yes.
I'm going to stand at the door, finish casting Major Image, and have an Ankeg break up into the house, screaming.
Major Image.
You want to come along,
I mean,
Grace.
if he interacts with it immediately, he'll know. But like that initial jump scare will mean everything.
Yep, and Roderick will be able to hear it from the tavern.
I'm also hoping his brother's inside. I want them both to just come outside. That's
Oh.
the true game plan here.
You're so mean, but it's so perfect.
All right.
Yeah.
So, you cast Major Image, and now so that inside of the townmaster's hall, springs up this image, as you described, of the Ankeg bursting through the floorboards of the hall and rising up and looking like it's going to attack anyone who might be in there. And from within, you hear two incredibly high-pitched like screams going to like ah!
It's just so mean. I love it so much.
I want to be looking through the
And then-
window at
and
this
then-
point.
and then there's one that kind of goes like ah! And then thunk.
Uh-oh. I run inside.
He always locks the door. I was trying to get the door open without forcing it unlocked this time.
And then there's like more screaming and footsteps running towards the door, and the door is thrown open, and
I'm standing with my arms wide.
Tiber Wester, the guy that you had rescued from the loggers camp, comes like running out, and like he sees people out there in front, and he's like, "Help! Help! There's a monster attacking my brother, and I think he had a heart attack."
I run inside. I ignore the monster. I am going to cast a healing spell on the town master once I find him on the floor.
I'm gonna look at Isel and go, usually it's quite frustrating when you cast that spell, but this time, good on you.
I've got to save it for very important opportunities, and just a wide grin. And I'll walk inside and also dump healing into the town master.
So do you
Just a quick look at this guy. Does he look? I mean, I'm just trying to figure out what level to cast healing at. Does he look?
He's kind of like on the floor, and his eyes are rolling back a bit, and he's clutching his chest.
Yeah, I'll cast it at level 1.
I dumped 9 points of healing into him.
Did you dismiss the illusion?
I'm gonna feign fighting it back and make it, be scared of me.
Okay.
I'm not paying any attention at all to the illusion. I just went straight to the guy and started casting healing on him.
I will take one of the quills from the table and start fighting it off with the quill. And like kind of force it back into one of the corner rooms I know he has, and then shut the door. And then once the door's shut, I'll dismiss the illusion.
All right. And so then like Tybor, who's like outside, is kind of like trying to like look in through the door and is like seeing all of this taking place. And Grace has put some healing magic into Harbin, and the color kind of returns to his face, and like his arm pulls away from his chest, and his eyes come back into focus. He looks up and he's like, What happened? Is it still here? There's some horrible monster just suddenly appeared.
I'll turn around from the door I just closed, holding the very expensive quill that he made sure I could never get before. Slip it into my robes and say, "I've taken care of the matter. We've come with urgent business."
Oh,
I glare at Isel, but I'm not going to belie him right in front of this guy. So I just kind of bare my fangs at Isel, but I don't actually say he's lying.
And while that happens, Schroeder is just, as he heard the screams, he just smirks and sips his ale very happily.
So Harbin kind of...
I want to be standing outside with Typor,
Okay.
and I'm just going to look at him and go, that one, he's the one with the chains. He's a dangerous one. He is.
Harbin like props himself up on his elbows and like kind of like leans up a bit. He locks eyes with Isel. Isel, make a deception check.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm kind of actually built for this, sadly enough, and I never use it, so I'm here. Where is my sheet?
What Isel needs to do is to make a band called Isel in Chains.
Hello, Prince Justin in chat.
Oh, you want to give me advantage?
Hey, Prince Justin.
Hello.
Hello, Almighty Prince, good sir. Welcome in, eh?
I mean, I did summon a giant thing that tormented him before. You just want to give me a little bit of advantage on that, or?
No advantage.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, speaking of the town master's hall, didn't you used to collect his pens or something?
You guys, it was Roderick and Malik got into a stealing competition over who could steal the fancy quill.
The fancy
and
quill,
then
yep.
I walked out with like a bad one, and now I've stolen the fancy quill.
Right. At one point, I actually bought a quill with my own money to replace one that Isel had stolen.
Oh no.
But your deception check actually did beat his insight check, so...
I wink at him as he locks eyes with me.
And he just says, "Oh, well, I suppose I should be grateful that you were here to rescue me, as it were. Well, you folks have been gone a good while. What kind of adventures have you gotten up to? I hear that you rescued my half-brother, so I assume you want to get that reward."
I just kind of look around. I
Would you
look
like
at the notes.
some tea first before we get to business? You must need a little restorative tea or something.
Yes, that sounds good. And he goes off to a little...
Isel can wait.
Oh,
Our business can wait until you feel
Roderick
better.
should have been with...
I say, glaring at Isel.
he goes off to a little kitchen area and starts like putting on a kettle and...
As his back's turned, I'll just slowly take out the quill and look at it a little forlornly. I'll look at Grace and send a message through the message cantrip and be like, I could have won the bet. You don't understand. I'll never be able to win the bet otherwise. And I'll just put the quill back down. I'll sit and I'll be a nice person and not make any more trouble. Waiting patiently with the note that I have for the quest.
So a few minutes go by as he like prepares his tea, and like so then he gets out a a cup and he pours himself some tea and then he sips it a few times and then he turns around and then he's like, and he calls out and he's like, Tybor, are you out? Are you outside?
So as I'm standing out there with Tybor, I'm gonna be just telling him, yeah. After we rescued you, we got into all sorts of adventures. We fought a giant thunder boar, and we found a bunch of people frozen in stone. They were turned to stone, and there was a giant octopus that we went and fought, and then there was a whole group of gnolls that we killed. I'm just gonna keep making up more bullshit as I go.
And so he just kind of like has like this like horrified expression on his face as he listens to you regaling him with all of these adventures that you claim to have been on. But when he hears his brother calling for him, he just kind of like he's like, please excuse me, I should go see how my brother is doing. And he heads inside. And he goes inside and Harbin says like, oh good, I see you at least managed to get outside and leave the door open. And
I'll walk in right when he says leave the door open.
And so then Tybor says, well, at least there are people around to help. I did go and find help. And he says, and then he turns to the rest of you and he says, gestures to you and he says to Harbin, these are the fine folks who rescued me from the camp, so if there was any kind of reward involved, you should be giving it to them. Harbin picks up a sack of coins from the counter beside him that had just kind of been sitting there, and he chucks it at Isol. He's like, here you go.
Let me make a thing real quick. Let me make a dexterity saving throw, because I don't think Isol's going to be able to catch this.
I think he does.
Oh, yeah, he surprising even himself. He'll like stop it right before it hits his face.
Just kind of like slams into Isol's chest and then catches it in his hand in front of him. So there is a bag of 100 gold pieces.
Thank you. Try to watch out for underground bugs next time. I'll get up and I'll just leave.
Well,
All right. Before I leave, I want to do. Let's see. Do I have any skill in medicine? No. Oh, yes, I do. Okay, so I want to do a medicine check and see if the town headsman has any kind of lasting effects from the heart attack he just had. See if there's anything I can do.
It could have been just high blood pressure. I mean, you don't know. Maybe it wasn't a heart attack.
well, he is a somewhat portly, not in very good shape kind of fellow, so.
Yeah, with those two, I would not be surprised.
Yeah, so with a 9, I guess I can tell very much.
Yeah, so to the best of your ability, you think that he should at least be okay for the time being, that he's probably not in any kind of immediate danger to his health, but there might be lasting effects that are further down the road that maybe you are not sure of at this juncture.
Actually, right before I leave, what I'd do is I'd get up and I just pat him on the shoulder and say thank you. But while I do that, I just cast Lesser Restoration on him, because I don't know what menial effects he could get rid of. Like know about poisons and whatnot, but I don't know if lesser restoration could also clear up, I don't know, high blood pressure or uh, various like small ailments that aren't maybe mythical or magical in any variety.
He added a bit of the gout, and it just took it right away.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's very limber now.
Do I see that he's doing that?
Yeah, I mean, like the casting of that magic is obvious, and
Okay.
Harbin seems a little taken aback at first that Isol is casting a spell on him, but then he feels quite restored after Isol's touch, so he just kind of lets it slide.
I wink again at the brother. I just leave at that point. I've made my entrance. I've made my exit. I'm good.
I wish him a good day and make my exit also. And now I will head back to the inn and see if I can get a room and get some sleep.
Isol, you want to divvy up that goal?
We can do this back at the inn. Haven't we also paid for inns? Like, haven't we paid for rooms at the inn like permanently at this point?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So
yeah, you paid the guy a ton of money for your book room, so
we paid for book rooms, but I think we also paid for like rooms for everyone.
Yep.
If I recall.
Yep.
Yeah, we did that.
That was the thing. You have permanent lodgings until the money for them runs out. Essentially, it was like paid for like several weeks in advance.
Well, before we go back, give me my 25 gold, because I want to go buy some more arrows while we're out here. And then I'll meet you back at the inn.
Sure. I'm gonna take out 25 gold, hand it over.
Now, Shadowed
Yes.
place would be, I'm guessing, the smithy? Would
For
be the best
arrows,
place.
I believe you want to go to the Lion Shield Coster.
All right, then I'll head over there.
Oh yeah, aren't they the only place in town that sells like weaponry?
Yeah. Smithy would be probably the sword and armor type of stuff. While the Coster is more the general store, I believe. No, that's more for provisions.
Yes, the Lion Shield Coster is the armor and weapons store versus Barthen's Provisions being general goods.
And I will head to Lion Shield. And while I'm in there, I want to buy arrows, but I also want to take a look around at like what else they have.
Okay. So the very sharp-tongued human woman who runs the place is, of course, there tending to things. Her name being Linene, and she sees you walk in, and she says, "Oh, so you're back. Been on
Yes,
any exciting adventures since I saw you last?"
All sorts of things, yes. Yeah. In fact, that's why I'm here, because we've been on so many adventures, I've run out of arrows. Well, not quite, but you know what I mean.
Well, I certainly have several quivers full available, so, I mean, they should all be roughly the same, but if you wish to inspect them, you can certainly go ahead. Don't really have too much else of interest around these days. The usual things: long swords, short swords, daggers, leather armor, hide armor. Nothing really too interesting. You folks seem to be the only ones coming through who seem to have interesting weapons and armor these days.
So nothing special for preferred clients like in the back.
And she kind of raises an eyebrow and she says, like, "Is there something in particular you're after?"
No, I'm just looking around.
Hmm. Well, I suppose and she kind of like, well, actually, she holds up a finger and she says, "Let me go poke around in a back room." And she goes back, and then she comes back
Is
out.
it? Is there? While she's gone, is there anybody else in the store?
No, it's empty.
Is there anything I can steal?
I knew it.
um, I mean, there's certainly all kinds of items around in racks and hanging on the walls, but um, you would be pretty certain that like if you take anything that she would probably immediately notice
She
because
would
like
notice, yeah.
yeah,
It's all like big stuff.
yeah.
All right. I'll just wait then.
She's only gone for like a
Does
moment.
she have a quill on the desk?
Oh no.
Um,
How nice is the quill?
Muppets.
well, yes, there is in fact like an open ledger like on the counter, with a quill beside it. So, do you want to steal the quill?
I am going to look at the quill, and I'm going to ponder for a moment, and I'm going to reach out, and then I'll just go, nah.
And like
I will leave the quill
as
alone.
you're like withdrawing your hand, in like second guessing your decision, she walks back in from the back room, carrying a very finely crafted
River.
leather quiver with some very sharp looking arrows. Um, and she kind of like gives you an eye again, and she says, "I do have these rather masterwork arrows for a very fine price if you're interested."
I am interested. What makes these arrows so special?
They pierce a little deeper with their very sharp edges, I suppose. Mechanically, this means that they're +1.
Right. They're non-magical.
Non-magical.
And how much would that run me?
For your standard quiver of these, I'd say probably about 2.5 times the price of a regular quiver of arrows.
And how much is that?
That would be about 63 gold.
63 gold.
Yeah.
Well, that's awfully pricey. How many arrows are in there?
It would be 20.
20 to 63. Yeah, you know what? I'll take them.
And she's like, "All right, hand me the money and I'll hand you these."
And I will give her 63 gold.
And she hands them over to you in exchange for the gold, and she says, "Pleasure doing business with you. Do you still want any other regular arrows?"
No, I think I'm good.
All right.
Well, you have a fine day, and I'll put them in my. In fact, I will take the special arrows.
Yep.
I will put them in a different pocket in my fancy quiver,
Okay.
just so I can keep them separated, so I know which ones I'm.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep them separated. Ah!
And I will head back to the inn.
Okay.
Which has been uneventful.
What?
Is the inn crowded at all? Like that little tavern area?
No, it's pretty much empty.
All right, I'm gonna slowly start just unpacking things and put down the staff of bird calling that I've been holding on to, and like getting everything sorted out in front of me. Set the gold sorted out neatly to the side. It's all like very meticulously laid out, and that's pretty much gonna be my next 2 hours, is slowly going through all the stuff that I currently own and then resorting everything.
Okay.
Since the inn is not crowded, I assume I can get a room to myself.
Yes.
Okay. So I go on up to my room. Well, after I get a flagon of wine, it's been a long and dusty trail. But then I'll just go up to my room and
I thought the tavern didn't have wine, just had beer. Well,
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take whatever they have, I guess.
I
it
can
had
press
wine,
digitate
then-
it into wine.
If they had wine, then Roderick would be the super wine right now.
Right. So anyway, after I drink something, I will go on up to my room, unpack a little bit. Usually at night when we camp together, I just prestidigitate my fur clean. This time I dig down to the bottom of my pack and take out a little case, and it's a set of brushes and combs that my mother gave to me when I went off adventuring. And I stare at it for a while, thinking about the near miss with my brother and father at the hunting camp that they had been at a few days before I had, and the rift between us. I'm not happy with my family, and they're not happy with me. Then again, my traveling companions are not without their personal flaws. I do get a little uneasy at some of the mean tricks that some of them play. So I'm thinking about all these things while I, brush myself and get ready to go to sleep. And I don't really resolve anything in my mind, but I do kind of turn over everything that I've been going through as I get ready. And then I lie down and get some sleep.
Okay. Anything else that anyone else is doing kind of in the inn then, I guess?
I am unattuning myself to... I just had it. I just did all this stuff mentally in my brain, and then I forgot. I'm unattuning myself to something and reattuning myself, and attuning myself to the Chaos Ring. I don't remember what the first thing I unattuned myself from was. So let me go through all this again. Oh, I believe it's the snake cloak.
Yep.
For now, I'm going to unattune myself from that. It has 2 snakes left.
Okay.
I'm going to fold it up and put it in a bag. I was wearing like 2 robes anyways, so this is a little bit more temperature control than anything else.
All right. Yeah, I was wondering if you were ever going to use that Chaos Ring.
Oh, no, sorry. It was I'm going to unattune the Dark Shard Amulet. That's the one. And then attune the Chaos Ring. I put the Dark Shard Amulet away in a bag and keep the robe. But maybe take it off for right now. Because I've been wearing 2 robes around for a while, and it's a little hot. I take underneath everything, I have like a giant book holster. Like I have the first robe, which is the snake robe. The second robe, which is like dirty white, that has just been seen a lot of bad days. Then I have the chains that I slowly kind of unwrap a bit to a point because it connects down to my belt at some point. And then I have this giant like book holster I wear that has like books all along the back as well. And I like take that out and I'm sorting through all of the books. It's basically the 8 hours I spend while everyone else is asleep. I'm sorting through books and refitting the holster, making sure everything fits again. I'm being book Batman.
Also, you find that there is a new stack of books in your room.
Oh yeah, I'm like taking them out and bringing them downstairs, talking to the bartender about if anything fancy came in. I immediately use detect magic on any new books that come in.
Sadly, none of them are magical.
I just start slotting them into the various book holsters that I have.
But one of them does seem to be an archaeological study report on dwarven ruins in this area. So
Yeah. Did we actually go to and do Axholm stuff? Is that like a thing
No,
that we've done? No. Okay.
that is still a quest that you can pursue if you wish.
I'll
That's a
probably
big money
spend
one too.
yeah, I'll probably spend like 3 or 4 hours reading that book before going back to doing everything.
What time of day is it?
Um,
Because we
probably.
went all through the night, so it would be like morning, right?
Yeah, you kind of got into Phandalin like right at around dawn, early morning. So now it's probably still kind of like early to mid morning.
Instead of going to the inn, I'm going to go to Barthen's Provisions,
Okay,
see what he has.
I think during this time is probably when Grace is sleeping. So, um, what are you looking for at Barthen's Provisions?
I am looking for just a few little trinkets for my companions. Some each one of them would like. Maybe a book, maybe some sort of small musical instrument, and maybe something strange and mysterious.
Um, so Barthen, Barthen says, "Well, uh, I'm sure you know that any books that come in are immediately set aside for your companion. So I don't have any other books. um, but as far as maybe like an instrument or anything, I mean, we have a couple lyres and lutes laying around, but they're not of particularly good quality. Um, I don't know, something strange and mysterious. Hmm." And he starts to rummage around through some crates and some shelves, kind of like behind the counter, digging through things. He seems as if he's trying to find something. Um, and then eventually he kind of like pops back out and he brings up a very strange looking uh, coin that seems to have been turned into a medallion of sorts. Um, and on uh, one side of the coin is the image of a scorpion, and on the other side, it looks to be the um,
What was that
mark.
about a scorpion?
Yeah, the on one side of the coin is an image of a scorpion, and on the other
Ooh.
side is a hooded, like kind of what's the word I'm looking, like kind of like bust of a figure, so like a head and kind of the top part of the chest, hooded, and then there's
Yeah, that's a bust.
writing around the edge of the coin, um, that you think is in the Kalamshite language.
Any idea what this writing says?
Oh, I certainly don't know, but this is probably the one thing that I probably have around here that is mysterious, seeing as mostly because I don't really know what this is. I don't even really remember where it came from, but
I mean,
it's
I'm not gonna lie to you. That is pretty cool. How much
And
do you
it
want for it?
sits and it sits Roderick perfectly.
well, I believe this is made out of platinum, so it would be worth at least one platinum piece, but uh, but probably a little should be a little more than that, I would think, wouldn't you? And so then he says probably, oh, what would the equivalent of that be then? Let's say if it's 10 gold to a platinum, let's say 15 gold.
Seems well. I guess that seems about right. How much for the
Hmm.
loot?
For a loot?
Yeah.
Oh, um, loot is 35 gold.
Oh, right.
But
And
these loots are probably not very good quality, so I'd probably sell it to you for 25.
right. And how about? Do you have any books set aside not for Ethel? Maybe something with a bit more, let's say, some maybe you wouldn't want people to know that you had. Maybe something with a bit of, I'd say, adult content. Maybe something from your personal stash.
Nothing like that here, sir. I swear to you, true. All books that come in get set aside for your friend.
Come on, Barthen. It's just you and me here.
If
Nope.
Hazel finds out, he'll burn the place down. Like, I don't know if you want to play with this fire.
Unless you're asking me to go raid my home stash of books in my house, but like even then, like I'm not much of a reader, sir. I mean, I don't really have many books of my own. I tell you true, there are no books here. They all go to your friend's stash at the inn.
All right. Then. So you want 25 for the loot, 15 for the coin.
Yes.
All right. How about I take both of them off your hands for 30?
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, I gotta. Hold on a second. I don't have any of my stuff open. Here we go.
I do apologize for Roger to be uneventful tonight, but then this is just shenanigans inside Fandaland, which he has been part of for, yeah.
A 9.
9. That's not good.
9 and 9.
Barthen just kind of like squints at you. He says, I think I'm already offering you a fair price.
All right then. So I'll take them both.
Alright. So the shoddy loot and the Calamshite coin.
And I'll take those and I'll head back to the inn.
Okay.
Where I will go to bed.
Alright. So I think everyone is just kind of resting at the inn then.
Well, Roderick was sipping an ale, but he has probably gone to his room to meditate.
Remember, if you're curious about that coin, I can read all writing.
Oh, I forgot about that.
It's been 6 weeks. I figured I'd put it back out there.
Did he have one more of those, or did he just have the one coin?
It was just the one coin. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was a one coin that had kind of been turned into like a medallion. It had a hole in it with a
dang, that was...
fine string looped through it.
And I was born on November the 7th on Scorpio sign.
So I'm gonna put all my spells back to full.
Okay. Yep. You can all gain the benefits of a full rest. Long rest.
Oh, I feel so beneficial, and then I have absolutely no spells.
You did have to use hit dice though at one point. You got rocked pretty hard, I think, by one of the attacks. I don't remember when.
I think we all had to use hit dice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Feels so nice to have full hit points again.
Indeed.
It's always nice.
What are everyone's thoughts for next courses of action?
That I will leave up to the party.
So if we spend the day sleeping,
Yep.
does that mean we get up at dusk?
Or, well, I would say probably more like Grace at least for a long rest.
Right. It's
It would
probably
be like
up to me. I'm the only one who sleeps for,
Yeah.
full hours, right?
Yeah.
So
it would be supper
probably
time.
late afternoon,
Yeah.
I wake up, stroll downstairs, start tuning my lute and running through scales and stuff like that just to limber up again.
Well, mechanically, I know, like, is there? It's probably safer to travel at night, especially since we're going across an open plain type of area. But could we just kind of course correct over and then wait until the next morning to set off if people want to get on a better schedule in that variety? Though I don't really find it detrimental to be up at night.
I mean that's certainly an option. Like it's entirely up to you folks. Yeah, so it would probably be about 4:30. There's the very appealing smell of a stew from the kitchens starting to waft through the tavern in preparation for the supper meal.
Is it good stew or is it like Dinty Moore? It's like,
Oh, he said it was very appealing, so
kind of bullshit. Like,
It's only using garlic to get you with the smell, but once you taste it, it's terrible.
I mean, it would be kind of like a standard beef stew. Like there would be beef and carrots and peas and maybe turnip and potatoes and yeah.
And is everyone downstairs or?
Yeah, when people start falling down, because I've been down there, I don't know about Roderick, but I've been down there the whole time, and everything is off of me. I'm wearing a simple, just kind of dirty shirt that I've cleaned a bit, and then the entirety of the chain is coiled off with the book resting on top of it to the side, with just my entire bag's worth of books spread out over a singular table.
Artrick would have snuck into a corner of the far side of the tavern without Diesel noticing.
That's not hard. Easel's not very. Easel is a tunnel vision type of individual. Is that
Exactly.
that scans?
And Grace, you're coming down now and tuning up and everything?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna walk by Easel where he's sitting. I went and tried to see if I could get you I went and tried to see if I could get you a smutty book, but Barthen wouldn't let up his private stash. So
There was a
sorry about
flash
that.
of anger and then relief when you said that he had nothing. I thought you were about to say that
Wow.
old man was holding out on me. What's nice to know?
No.
He did
No.
bring me in the newest about 3 or 4 smutty books, so if it makes you feel any better, I did have to sort through those.
It does make me feel a bit better, yeah.
One of them was very weird. It had a whole motif about centaurs, and I really don't want to think about Xanthan that way.
No, that's
He's already nefarious enough. I don't need any of that. And I know that the love is forbidden between those with 4 and 2 legs, but this book really romanticized a lot of it, and it was... I kind of get a little bit more... I'm already a very pale person. I get more pale. Kind of graphic.
I hereby dub you Isol Lovejoy.
Next to Esau on the ground is the book, and it's just like... It's just like... is that, I don't even know what a fun centaur themed legs of love. I don't know. Sure, just lying on the ground. I don't like throwing.
Flattens her ears so she doesn't have to hear any more of this conversation.
I don't really like throwing books on the ground. I think that's incredibly disrespectful to the people who bound them and wrote them and spent the time with them. But I really just awful stuff.
Arnold doesn't say or do anything, he just shrugs and just keeps drinking his ale while he's have his dinner. No,
And
he
after that,
works tonight, bro.
after that, I will walk over to Roderick. I'll plunk the coin down on the table.
Aww.
I went and looked for something strange and mysterious that I thought you might like, and I found that. So that's for you. And I'll turn over and walk over to Grace and say, I went and tried to find something for Esau, but they didn't have anything. I bought a coin, some weird coin for the weirdo in the corner. And then I don't really know a whole lot about musical instruments, but I got this for you. I thought you might be able to use it. And I'll give her the loot.
I take a look at it. I, tap it to hear how resonant it is. I strum a little bit to hear, the tuning, and obviously
It's massively out of tune.
Right. Thank you. I will try this out. Thank you for thinking of me. Mm-hmm. I'm afraid I didn't get anything for you, but I appreciate your thought.
Oh, you don't need to. That's fine. I have everything I need.
Well, that's a good situation to be in.
I'll turn.
Is this
go.
loot? Sorry. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I was just asking, Shadowed, is this, how awful is this? Is this something that with a little love could be worthwhile, or is it really just a bad,
It's
loot?
pretty bad. Like, it's not like banged up or anything, but like the workmanship of it is very mediocre. One of the strings is like on the verge of breaking.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well...
The sound that you get out of it is very kind of tinny.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll do with what I can with it. I'll restring it, for instance, but I'm certainly not going to replace either of my good loots with this. Maybe
Right.
I'll just leave it in my room for if I happen to break both loots while I'm out, it'll be here waiting for me.
I'll go back and I'll sit with Esel and I'll get an ale.
The table is just, you're gonna have to like push things out of the way. And
Oh,
as you do,
absolutely, yeah.
Esau will be like, well, and then start like, it's like meticulously arranged in like a grid layout. So the moment you start like mushing things together, he's just like trying to save everything. If you try to move the chain, it's like 75 pounds of chain. It's just almost impossible to like push it onto the floor.
And it's all
Yeah.
gangsta, baby.
Now I'm not gonna move any of the chain. I'm just gonna push the pile of books over.
Yeah,
And the
I
more
immediately
and the more you try to like save them, the more I'm gonna like push them over.
one will drop onto the floor and I'll turn around to get up to get it, but because the chain is there and it's also attached to me, I'll like stop and not be able to reach it. It's a whole fun whole way of torturing Esel. It's great. Yeah.
I see them maneuvering around like this, and I'll put down the loot and pick up my tabor, my little hand drum, and start improvising a rhythm to go with this circling of books and everything.
Why don't we make our own circus while we're at it?
Was it Peter and the Wolf? Is that that's what I'm picturing?
Oh, and while Roderick's been eating his dinner, everyone could see a small bowl of the dinner, and a small black rat eating it.
Sunyo?
Sunyo, yeah. I haven't mentioned him at all for so many sessions. I completely forgot about him. I poured out a black rat.
Oh my god, that's right, you had a familiar. Do you know how many advantages I gave up? There's so many sneak attacks that could have been had.
Yeah, I know.
Oh wow, alright. I'll let that for next time.
Yep.
Hemingway has been around somewhere, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, but do you have the magical ability with Hemingway? I don't. So.
Oh yeah.
Studio can only just be familiar to just be like Minsk Boo.
So the way Find Familiar works is you can't like pop them in and out, but you can pop them as different things, I think.
Well, Sunyo is just like a companion animal, not necessarily a familiar, like a pet almost.
Got it.
By the way, Isol, your Warlock's tome will, like, around the edges of the pages will momentarily glow.
Isol has exasperated the eye roll of a teenager, I guess is the best way to put that. Before sitting down back at the table, kind of making sure that Malik isn't pushing more of the books aside, and then I'll sigh, breathe in deep, pick up the book, and just open it.
And so then some ink on a page starts to fade in, and it says, in the waters next to the Tower of Storms, you will find a key to reverse the rock forms.
Kind of look around the various bags I have out, and then find the quill and ink, uncap the ink thing, dab it in the quill. Oh, are we rhyming now? Question mark.
You were upset with our previous correspondence. This is perhaps a more explicit clue for your goals. And then it just disappears.
Is it like really absentmindedly just dabbing the quill into the ink, like way too much ink. Just like, well, it was extremely vague. Thank you so much for pointing me in the correct direction. Also, please never bother me again. Period.
There is no response.
Whoa.
And then dip it again into the ink. Oh, so now you're ignoring me? Oh, I see. Talk to me when it's convenient. Don't talk to me when it's not. I understand. I wait again.
You just told... No, sorry, I'm not seeing this.
Too late.
Welcome to Easel's parental problems. And then dab it again in the ink. Okay, I understand I just told you not to talk to me ever again, but like you can't just not talk anymore. That's not how this works. You're supposed to at least... You know what? I'm going to at least keep trying. Yeah, it's fine. I'm closing the book now. And then I stop. I put the ink. I put the quill away, and then I close the book, and then I like push all of Malk's right there, so you see this very scrawny, because now without like any of the robes or anything, it's very immediate how scrawny and not musculature Isla is. Trying to just start struggling with these 75 pounds of chain, just pushing it off to the corner. Like some of it's starting to fall off, and I'm trying to like stave it. It's not going well.
I almost feel sorry for him, but at the same time, I don't really.
Sit down in kind of a hump and just look over at Malik. Everything's fine.
Yeah, no, it seems it.
The book has given me a hint about fixing the petrification problem. Apparently, is in the waters next to the Temple of Storms, so we may not even have to go inside, which sounds lovely.
What is in the water? Next to the
Key?
Temple of Swamps. A key?
A key? Well, a metaphorical key, I'd assume. The book is not exactly what I would call forthcoming with knowledge and information, unless it's mundane and ordinary, like grasses.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the grasses.
I was still going inside.
You'd think, yeah, I just got, and then I start like drifting off and talking almost at nothing. You'd think, after so much time spent, that magic would start to be revealed, or in the mysteries of the universe, or maybe some ancient artifacts about cities never before traveled. But no, grasses. It's always something with plant life, or berries, or pigs, or cows, or sheep. It's a very long time about sheep. And I'm just trailing off, muttering to myself.
So,
What?
right, yeah. So now there's some sort of metaphorical key in the water next to, just so I have this right. Next
Unless
to
the water is metaphorical as well, yes.
unless the water, right, yeah, of course.
Once again,
Oh,
you never be too sure.
wizards.
Not a wizard. As I have been painfully reminded.
So we go to the Tower of Storms. We find this metaphorical key in this metaphorical water.
Or it could be a literal key in literal water.
Or it could be a literal key in literal water. This, you know what? I sort of understand your frustration.
I hate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
it's
also,
pretty
I
bad.
wouldn't trade it for anything, but I hate it.
I wanted to tell you, I bought a coin for Roderick, and it had some writing on it, and it was in a language that I didn't understand, and I couldn't really tell what language it was. I was wondering, because I know you can read, like magically read languages.
Yes.
I was wondering if you would take a look at it and see what it said.
I can definitely do that. Was it magical? It sounds fun. Like a perfect distraction.
While Isol said that, Roderick stood up from the chair and walked over very subtly and then just sat down right in front of them. Then he just scooped the books away. And then just took the medallion off his collar, and choker more like, and put it on the table.
When I glance at it, does the writing immediately give me anything?
Yeah, so you're able to read the writing, and it says, roughly translated, worth one life.
What?
I immediately flash detect magic in my eyes.
So basically it's an extra life coin from the Ready Player One movie.
Not magical.
Not magical.
Not magical.
Not. I look at Roderick, and then I kind of just motion at the coin. I don't touch it, and I just say, "It says it's worth one life." I don't know what that means. I do know it's not magical in any way. So, if it was cursed, it's no longer, or this could be. I don't know. I don't know what this could be. This is out of my ballpark. It's not grass.
Would you say that it's very mysterious?
Yes, extremely mysterious.
See, look at that, Roderick. I bought you the perfect thing.
Do you have? And I appreciate the gesture. But what has made you do this purchase for me?
I don't know. I just thought I'd get you something. I tried to get him a smutty book. I got her a shitty loot.
So
I
I
know.
saw. It looked rather run down and worn out.
Well, that's all they had.
Well, it suits her.
I don't know. We've been through a lot together. I thought maybe I would just look. I don't like money, and I have a lot of it. I don't know what to do with it. So, you know,
Well, after all, a woman of her talents, I assume a lute that is worn down and barely working is something for her to tinker upon. Unless she wants a ball of yarn and ball, or rather called. So,
I think if I got her a ball of yarn, it would be very offensive.
I feel like that would be a rapier through the chest or stomach or arm, maybe.
one never knows. But what is next on our travels?
Well,
Beyond, I hear you have said the Temple of Storms, and I would go inside, for I do not like to leave while there is still exploring to do. You may never know what you might find.
well, we can definitely go inside, but we don't have to necessarily. The thing that we're looking for to at least free the other adventuring party is apparently in the water. So, I'm not entirely sure what that might entail, but
Maybe we have to go into the tower, but the only way to get in there is to get a key out of the water next to it.
immediately kind of like get a pondering look on my face. Quickly pick up the book, open it again, hold the ink and quill, and just immediately right inside. At least give me water breathing, and then close it again.
Well, can Hemingway swim?
Well, Hemingway is technically a magical piece of the Feywild. I don't even know if Hemingway breathes. So, also, I think I can turn Hemingway into a aquatic Hemingway. Maybe Hemingway's already aquatic? I haven't gotten to lizards yet.
Well, we may as well put it to the test. And have him do the little dive, if it is deep enough.
So,
It was-
so Hemingway doesn't need to be a gecko.
I mean, Hemingway could be any number of things, but I quite like the look of a lizard. They're useful and can stick onto a variety of places.
So, how exactly do you change him into something else?
I think I'm not sure if I have to spend 15 minutes doing it, or I can just concentrate and immediately blink him into something else. I might have to even cast a spell again. I don't know. I need to find familiar and then look at the like 2 paragraphs of text real quick. Communicate with it. 0. Goes my commands. Get more than 1.
While Roderick just sits there, soon enough, Senior comes crawling up his back and lands on his left shoulder and just go sort of saying hello to Isel and Malak.
I'll pull out a piece of pocket bacon and feed it to the rat.
He happily accepts, although he won't eat it all because he has already had so much dinner.
It's just a little piece. Not gonna give him a whole piece of bacon.
Oh, okay. So I would have to cast a spell again to change its form, but I can. So I had it backwards. I thought you'd have to cast a spell again to dismiss it. I don't know why I ever thought that because that doesn't make any sense. But I can just dismiss it as an action and call it back as an action, and then I can change it with another spell cast. Okay, neat. Octopus is on the list.
So if need be, you could make him an octopus, and he could go get the whatever key out of, unless it's all metaphorical.
Isel just kind of looks at you and shivers and goes, Well, I wouldn't do that. Octopi are icky. So, um, maybe something else, like a fish?
Sure, why not?
Oh, a seahorse. There we go. He'd probably suggest seahorse. Their move speed of 5.
I love it. That's great. So what do you say we wait around here till morning and then off to the... Maybe we should ask Grace about this. Me.
Call Grace over to the table. I'll start
come
putting
over.
books away as this is happening. Put on the book holster and start shelving them.
So we're thinking about staying around here for the night and then in the morning headed out to this Tower of Storms. What do you think?
I wouldn't mind spending one more night in a comfortable bed before we start traveling again. So the Tower of Storms, this is we're trying to accomplish what exactly?
We are trying to figure out a way to unstone the party at the manse because
Right.
for some
right.
for some reason Isel is related to one of them, I think.
I'll just look
I
up
mean,
and
it's
very.
a good thing to do regardless, right? So I certainly don't mind helping with that.
My book told me to do it, so. Also, Grace, how do you feel about
Isel?
the sea, or the water in the sea? How do you feel about swimming?
Well, I don't do much of it. It takes my fur such a long time to get dry again. But, you know, my parents went on an ocean voyage before they came to this Sword Coast. I mean, it's water is wet, and I just hate how long it takes my fur to get dry, but I can prestidigitate if needed, so
Okay.
it's all right.
I was given a hint that what we were looking for is perhaps in the water and not so much the tower.
Or maybe not.
Very well.
Who knows?
Once again, yes, who knows? Because the metaphors and doublespeak and the book tells lies. So it's all fun. It's great. It's a great time. I love it so much.
Well, okay, once we get there, we can try and figure out what's going on, but I don't mind. It sounds worth trying, for certain.
And Isel, well, when you were just recently shit talking your book, it glows again.
Uh-oh.
I immediately I don't know how better to describe this than a person who is like constantly waiting by a phone for a text. The moment that book lights up, Isel has the book open in front of him, quill in hand with ink uncorked.
So you the ink appears saying granted, and now you find how to ritually cast water breathing.
Oh, all right. That there's like a long pause of Isel just sitting there with the open book, holding up the quill and ink just in front of him, before like slowly just writing in the book. Oh, thank you? Question mark. And then he closes the book, puts it over to the side.
Well, but before you close the book, at the end of the spell, just beyond the end of the spell, not part of the spell, is a message saying, Beware its secretions.
Um,
Mysterious.
I'll relay the word secrete. Oh, secretions. I'll just say it out loud, like apparently there's metaphorical secretions. I look over at Malik. Hopefully.
See, when you just look down in your book, right, and then you look up and you just say out loud secretions, that's why I wanted to buy you a smutty book, because you do shit like that.
Well, I mean, I did just read the book in Legs of Love. I did just read the word in Legs of Love. So it's also strange to see it here. I grant you that, but I have a feeling it's a much more nefarious version of secretions than the one that you are perhaps picturing.
So what did your book tell you this time?
It said that I now can at least allow us to breathe underwater, which would be nice if that's where we have to go. And then I looked at the spell very quickly, and it said at the end of it, beware its secretions. So I'm hoping it's the underwater thing and not just the book, and the book doesn't make secretions now. That sounds horrifying, but you never know.
Or the spell.
To me, it seems more likely that the item we're looking for, the key, has some sort of guardian we'll have to fight that emits something.
Well, at least we'll be able to maintain our breath for it. That's the thing I was worried about the most. That feels nice. I'll start wrapping the chain, the laborious task of rewrapping the chain around me.
All right, well, I guess we got a plan for tomorrow then.
Indeed.
Up to 10 willing creatures. And it lasts for 24 hours, so perfect.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Roger just went back up the stairs to start checking on his equipment. His longbow is 2 daggers and his arrows.
Mm-hmm.
And scimitar.
Right.
He still needs a little tweaking on the inventory because he doesn't have the short sword anymore. He just has the 2 daggers and the scimitar.
I mean, did I'll have to think on that more later. Anyway, all right. So, the plan was to stay another night and then you would leave tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright. Will you be just continuing to stay kind of in the tavern, or do any of you wish to go elsewhere?
Did I manage to empty out that, like, laboratory basement of books before? And put it in the book room? Or did I...
Yes.
Okay. I remember I spent a time with it, but I don't remember if I got all of it.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well then, yeah, I'd probably just stay here.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit around and listen to Grace play music.
Right. Right. After a while, I put down the drum and pick up my shawm and run through. So for some reason, I don't feel like singing tonight, so I'm just playing all my instruments in turn.
Roderick will probably think about the arrows that Malik bought as they came back, and probably go to the coster to probably purchase some himself.
Okay. So partway through the evening, a very short, hooded figure enters the tavern and the inn.
It came over with us.
It is a halfling.
Yeah, it came over with us.
It's not Cade, but
Yes, it is.
walks up to the counter, converses in hushed tones with the
Hello,
proprietor.
Armin Elrond.
And yeah, with Toblin, and they have a little bit of a brief back and forth, and you see that the halfling has pulled out what looks like to be an envelope, and then Toblin kind of points over at Grace.
Ooh.
And the halfling just kind of like nods, walks over, sets
I
down.
see him approaching, and I set down my shawm.
Okay. And he sets down the envelope beside you, and he says, "I hear that you are Grace of the Refreshing Breeze. I have a message for you."
Who asks?
I have been sent by your father.
But who are you?
I am Tomas. I was contracted by your father a few weeks ago in order to deliver you this message.
I haven't taken it yet. I look at the message. Is it look like one sheet of parchment, or is it voluminous?
No, it looks like it's probably like it's so there's an envelope with, and it's not very thick, like it's there, so there's probably only like 1 or 2 sheets of paper inside of it.
I sigh and I say, well, thank you. I assume that you have already worked out an arrangement with my father for the delivery of this.
Yes, it was all taken care of ahead of time. I just needed to find you.
All right, well, have a drink on me. Thank you for bearing this.
Thank you kindly. I'll take my leave then.
Right. Okay, and after he goes away, I gingerly pick up the envelope. And slit it open and pull out whatever's inside.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay.
Once
It's a
again,
bomb.
ears are flattened. Not a good mood. All right, what does he have to say?
It conveys a message that how do I put this? There has been trouble in the family, and they would like to be in contact with you again in order to settle some family business, but they understand if you are too busy with living your own life otherwise. But that you can find them in a place where they have made a home much farther to the east and somewhat north. Kind of just beyond Neverwinter Woods a ways.
How many days travel does that sound?
At least 3.
Do they mention a time frame for how long they'll be there, or how long they, when they need my help? How immediate does it sound?
It's not like urgent, but like if like the basically it says that like if you could come within the next couple months.
Oh. All right. That's that is a little easier to contemplate. Sort of doing that cat moan mutter thing to
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah, like there's language in there that kind of says that they would prefer it if you were able to come within 2 months.
Mm-hmm. Well, I wish they were a little more specific about what this trouble is, but perhaps it wasn't wise to put it in a message. I think to myself. Well, I read it through one more time, and then I put it back in the envelope and put the envelope in a pocket. And stare at the fire.
Arv! Oh my god. No big deal, but just so you know, we will probably collapse if you don't arrive soon. No pressure. Signed, Dad.
We understand you've got your own life to live.
Maybe not that snarky, but that's not entirely wrong.
Oh my gosh.
I can just
Oh, sorry, go.
I can just imagine Grace's parents be like the tiger race from Wing Commander. To be like, no big deal, but just so you know, we will probably collapse if you don't arrive soon. No pressure. And it's fine. We're smart as we think about it. Drowning in our heart's blood because it didn't show up in time. Signed, your father.
As the Tomas guy leaves, can I scan him with detect magic?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, because you basically have that always on now, don't you?
Yeah. No, I just have. It's just freebie.
We appreciate you have gone your own way in between our torture and being punched in the face.
Yeah, so, he was definitely carrying like some kind of like magical dagger and a magical medallion. But like you don't get anything else magical coming off of him.
Are they like the abjuration, like
Yeah, so like
enhancement stuff? Okay.
abjuration magic on the amulet, and then it would be whatever kind of like evocation magic, I guess, on the dagger.
I'm scanning him to see if there was anything nefarious about what he was doing here.
You would be like reasonably certain that you think that like it's probably like something like a +1 AC amulet and some kind of like frost or fire dagger.
Yeah. I'm assuming couriers in this land kind of have to be kitted out.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I'll get up and head over to Grace and. What was that all?
I guess there was something I forgot to mention. Tomas did have a bit of an odd accent for this area. His accent sounded Callumshite.
Oh.
Somebody still a newbie here.
So from Callumshan.
I don't know it either. If it makes you feel any better there.
Okay, so it's the
No.
the desert area to like the south of the Sword Coast.
Okay.
So
It's also the language that was on the coin.
Yeah,
on the coin.
I did know that one.
Yeah. So if anybody's been watching Palace of the Red Pasha,
Right.
they are in Callumshan.
Yeah, I need to stand still and watch the balls for that as well.
Right. So he's headed out the door, right?
Yeah, he has left.
Okay. All right.
Or well,
So,
yeah.
yeah. Okay. I look like I'd like to kind of halfway like to call him back and talk with him rather than talk with Malak about this, but he's already heading out the door, so I will let him go.
Okay.
And so I look over at Malak. Well, as you know, I do not get along with my family, but it appears that there is some sort of trouble that they are facing, and they are asking for me if it's not inconvenient, my father says, for me to visit them and perhaps help them with whatever their problem is. And I don't quite know how to feel about that.
Is it something you're interested in doing?
Well, it really depends. I don't know. I have no idea what kind of trouble they're facing. Is it something, is it a real problem? Is it an excuse to get me back to talk with them and be berated by them once more for leaving the family business? Are they trying to heal the breach? If they are, I'd appreciate it. My mother and father were not as harsh as some of my brothers, but this message is only from my father. And so I don't know whether he is reaching out or if the whole family is reaching out. It's complicated. And do I want to go? Not much. But perhaps I should after all. But it doesn't look too immediate. I certainly don't think I need to change our plans for the morrow. I'll go ahead and go with you to the tower. And after that, I will take thought.
Well, just so you know, you've traveled with us for, quite a few weeks now, for really no discernible reason. I still don't know why you would hang around a bunch of chuckle fucks like us. You seem like you could be doing so much better for yourself than hanging with us. But since you've been a good friend to us, if you want to go, where is this now?
It's over in the direction of Neverwinter.
Oh well, I know Neverwinter very well.
Oh,
Yeah, if you need to go there, we'll go with you.
That's a generous offer.
Well, I figured,
It might help to have a buffer instead of just me and my relatives and all our raw feelings. To have guests visiting at the same time. Of course,
Yeah,
they
and
might feel that it was an unwelcome intrusion. I don't know.
right, and if you need anybody in your family to be killed, we're really good at killing.
At that point, Isol spills stew all over himself and is like getting up and standing and falling over himself. It's good. It's a good background stuff.
Are you all right there, Liesel?
What?
Are
Yes.
you all right?
I prestidigitate the hot stew off of me. I'm fine. Not distracted at all by my book talking to me again. It's fine.
Very well.
And I sit back down.
I suppose we all have presences in our lives that make us uncomfortable. Well, perhaps not Roderick. And perhaps not you, Malak. Well, you ask yet again why I spend time. Well, you didn't precisely ask, but you implied the question of why I spend time. But I believe that we've done some worthwhile things, and we've had some companionship. And in truth, I grew up with a large family. I'm not entirely at ease, just making my way through the world on my own. And it is more comfortable to have companions than not, I find. And you have been good companions. I don't always appreciate the way you treat other people, but you've always been good to me, and you all keep life very interesting. And that is a quality that I truly appreciate.
Oh, fair enough.
As you've just proven, the companionship that I've given to you is being returned in loyalty, or at least willingness to spend time on my errands. But, as I said, this doesn't seem urgent yet, so I will think about it some more once we finish our current quest to try to help these instoned adventurers.
So off to the tower, and then we'll see where it goes from there.
Yes. Yes. I do appreciate your offer most gratefully.
I'll turn and I'll go sit back down with Sticky Easel.
I'm clean now. I have magic. Everything gets all nice and clean. But I am now trying to eat from a bowl that's mostly empty. I'm not paying attention to the world.
okay. I need to do a thing. Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Uh-oh. There is a screeching roar from the sky above outside.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
And all of a sudden, some people
Well.
come running in to the tavern, screaming, "Dragon!"
I look at Isla and go, well, I guess that's our cue, isn't it?
um,
um, I will run up to the room at the top of the stairs and look through the window and see what I see from that vantage point.
I'll just take my bow out and walk outside.
Roger proposes.
I'm gonna look at Malik and say, huh. Oh no. No. Let me remember the immovable rod. You have it, right?
Yeah.
May I see it?
And I'll hand it to him.
And then I cast gaseous form on myself and start floating upwards.
Can
So-
you hold the rod? Oh, because you have it on you and then you turned into it, so it's okay.
I don't know. Listen, this is some hardcore shenanigans, all right? This is not...
Anyway, anyone who's going to look outside will see the dragon kind of like swoop really low, kind of over towards the center of the town, kind of like by the town green. It lets loose a blast of its ice breath, but isn't anyone really around, and then it kind of like circles tightly a couple times. It seems kind of angry, and then it flies away.
So, gaseous form moves at like 15 feet per round. So I, like, up here, maybe like 30 feet in the air, and I just kind of fall back down. Well, I didn't get very far. I'll hold the immovable rod back out to Malik and then run out to wherever the ice breath went off.
Yeah, I'll follow him.
Okay.
I will too. I'll be a little farther behind because I was up on the second floor.
So there seems to be some ice blasted, like road and grass, but nothing actually seems to be too bad. Like that, like no actual like person got caught in the blast. There's no kind of damage that way.
Isel, can you tell, was that the real dragon or perhaps some kind of illusion? It doesn't seem to have acted in a way I would have expected the dragon to act.
If I touch the ice, is the ice real?
Yep.
Okay. I was trying to maybe stop the dragon, but I was a little distracted and didn't get a good look. I'm gonna take out the crown of greed and pulse it.
Okay. It doesn't activate on anything that you would not expect it to trigger on.
All right, I'm just in full detective mode. Detect magic goes up.
Yeah.
I'm like, why here? Why this?
And then
I take it the dragon has already flown out of sight again.
yes, it has flown away back towards the mountains.
I'm listening as hard as I can to hear if the sound of wing beats returning. So that's what I'm doing for a minute or two, just listening.
I'm going full Batman detective mode. Hands and knees, touching grass, tasting dirt, detecting magic.
So as it kind of flew off towards the southeast, you do notice that it seems to have picked something up. And the farmer who lives on this southeast corner of town kind of like has come running towards your general direction, saying, "It grabbed one of my cows!"
Oh no, we have to go find a cow again.
I'm not going on a rescue mission for the cow.
I feel like it's probably already quite. If you
That-
took your cow, I'm
that-
sorry.
That
I'm
dragon.
afraid that cow is an ex-cow.
Oh, yeah. It's well, I'm not so concerned about my cow anymore, but that dragon is growing more brazen. It's like, I mean, like if it came to like this close to town, looking for food, it must be starting to find slim pickings elsewhere, trying to find food. It must be getting hungry.
That adds some urgency to our situation. Well,
We-
I'm sorry for your loss, friends. Perhaps the town master can do something for you, but I don't think there's anything immediate that we can do.
This is nighttime, right? Like we're in full
Yeah.
on nighttime
Yep.
right now.
Yep.
So the dragon's out at night, and the dragon only ever flies over the town, correct?
Yep.
What just happened? It broke all of the laws that it went by. This right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, and I don't understand just freezing the town green. I mean, it didn't attack any buildings, it didn't attack any people. Maybe it's not feeling very brave, but it's just so bizarre.
The farmer's still here, right?
Yep.
I'll look up at the farmer after, like, kind of dusting off my knees as I stand up after kind of looking around. Have you lived here long?
Yes, sir. My whole life.
Was there anything in this spot before? It was a green?
No, not to my knowledge, sir. Just it was just kind of a gathering place. Nothing really specific.
I'll look around. Nothing at all. Why here? Why ice here? It just doesn't make any sense, especially when it then went after one of your cows.
So it got the cow first and then blasted the town green with ice?
No, it kind of like flew in towards this direction, like heading east, and it just kind of like breathed ice down along the green and in towards like this middle area here, and then it kind of like swooped down, then kind of like swooped over the town in a circle a couple times, and then as it was heading back over this way towards the farm here, then
Yeah.
it spotted a cow and picked up the cow and flew away.
It only blew ice in an area where absolutely nothing was. That is wild.
Well,
okay.
There were people. Remember, there were people running into the inn, so it was probably trying to.
Okay.
It was probably. It would have been blasting like behind people as they were running.
Okay. All right. Well, it looks like we. I'm actually. How night is it? Is it like way too late, or is it just late enough where I can still bother people in the town?
I mean, it's. It's dark, but like it's not an ungodly hour. Like it's.
Okay. I'm gonna just walk straight over to the town master's hall. Give that door a nice knocking.
Okay.
This is the first.
I knocked the first time, and the reason he's been punished as much as he has is for his inability to answer the door the first time.
Well, that is a massive jerkwad.
And so then, like, you can hear, like, the terrified voice call out and say, Is the dragon gone?
It's flown away with the cow. It should be sated for maybe a few hours.
And so then the door unlocks and he opens it.
It's nice to see you open the door. I have some questions about. I pull up the Axe Home quest.
Yep.
So, you are looking to move the town here, correct?
Well, in case of further dragon attack, it might be useful to maybe try and evacuate some of the town to that location.
Is it the fact that, and the reason you haven't gone is just the fact that it's sealed currently,
Yeah, to my knowledge, yes.
and no one else has been out there?
No.
We're a little busy. We'll try and get this done as fast as humanly possible, or whatever it is. What I need from you is to start setting up shelters in the basement, and I point towards that, like, the degraded house on the hill where that, like, whole basement is.
Yep.
And then any other basement that you have, you need to be ready with shelters, because we'll try and do Axe Home, but this dragon's getting closer, and we kind of need to do something before we deal with the dragon. So I need you to do these few things for me. Is that possible? Set up basement shelters. That's it. That's all you need to do right now.
I will look into it. Yes, I will pursue this
Nope.
avenue.
Okay, that's what I want to. Not look into it. I need you to pursue with gusto. And then I'll just turn around and we'll walk back up. I'll show the Axe Home quest to everyone as well. Remember, this is something that we can do, but maybe after the temple, because if we get the other adventuring party unstuck from their current predicament, maybe we can get them to expedite this process.
Well, which way is Axe Home? Is it on the way to where we're going?
I think it's. Oh, the world map would have been here. Where is Axholm then? It's like
Axholm is to the south. Give me a second here.
And we're going east. No, west.
So Axholm is kind of to the south between Nomengard and the Dwarven Excavation.
Is that southeast or southwest?
Almost due south.
Oh.
So,
And where is the tower that we need to visit?
West. I mean, yeah, it's like a straight west.
Yeah, if it's almost directly south. I mean, if it's just as simple as opening up a door, which I doubt it because it's a place that we have to go. And I don't think written adventures work that way. It would be one thing, but it's going to require us to go in and most likely clear it out in some variety, which would be about a day. It's going to take us a day to get out to the trial, to the storms thing, do it maybe, and then at least a day and a half to 2 days to get back to unfreeze them, and then another day to get back down. So like,
So why don't, since the dragon is presenting more of a regular problem, why don't we go south first, do Axe Home, then head straight over to the Tower of Storms?
I could, yes, because we could do that, and then I could send Hemingway out as a bird with a message saying that everything has been settled and that they can start moving to Axholm as soon as they need. and then we can head off with a bit more of leeway at our backs.
We don't even need to do that. I can leave one of the sending stones here
Oh,
with Harbin.
oh, that's right. We
As
have
soon as-
those.
As soon as we leave Axon, we could just tell him.
Right. I'm for that.
That way you wouldn't have to be, separated from Hemingway for any length of time.
Okay.
This sounds like a very reasonable plan. I agree. The Axe Home, clearing out Axe Home just in case the town needs to evacuate in a hurry, and then moving along to the Tower of Storms.
It'd be one thing if it was just attacking the town or out at night, but the fact that it's both leads me to believe that everything that we've been stirring up has maybe ruined the food a bit.
Well, it may just be harder for it to find food at the moment because not only has the dragon been present and eating what's here, there's also all the other unfortunate invaders that he has brought to this area, that have come to this area because of him. So yes, food may be getting scarce for the dragon. Which makes it all the more likely that it will seriously try to attack this place. So
Oh, has the farmer like fully left, or is like he an eye shot still?
Yeah, he's kind of milling around.
I'm gonna just at Grace saying that, I'm gonna something will click in Easel's mind, and he'll walk over to the farmer. Excuse me, how much is one of those cows worth to you?
Well, I mean, I have maybe, I think I had about 6 of them, and so that was one of the 6. They are my livelihood, so I actually honestly don't know if I can put a price on them. I'd have to try and figure that out.
If I gave you 100 gold right now, would you leave 2 of them in a field, defenseless? You could pen the other 3.
I'd have to consider it. I'm not sure I could make that decision right now.
How would I put it like this? If you leave 2 in a field, and it can find food easily, it won't attack the village nearly as much, and you might not die. And the 100 gold.
I don't like it, but I guess I can do that.
I'll lean in 200 gold.
All right, I suppose I can do that.
Okay.
I don't know if I could do this. How about more money? I think I could do this.
I'll give him 200 gold. Just remember, you have to leave them out in a field, grazing, almost nonstop. You can pen the rest, and if you want to pen them somewhere safe, you have to find some way to get them in and out of somewhere underground, because they will die pretty much anywhere else.
All right. I will do that.
I'll walk back. Okay, hopefully that takes care of at least 2 days. I'm not sure how much a dragon eats, but it seems like a bit of a diet, if you ask me.
Okay.
So while all this is going on, I'm gonna take the sending stones to Harbin and just tell him what we're gonna do.
Okay. He thinks that that's a good plan.
All right. And then I'll walk back.
I just made, I guess besides the innkeeper, the richest man in town.
Yep.
Jesus, 200 gold, is that all your money?
No, I still have like 130 kicking around.
Oh, really?
I didn't even add the 25 in from today as well. I don't buy anything. I don't wear any armor. I don't have any weapons. I buy books and a place to put them.
Isel, this is one of the reasons I was saying to Malak how interesting this group of people is. I don't know anyone so generous with their money, yet so occasionally, if you'll forgive me, petty and spiteful against people on a much lower level than you. It's just, I have so much trouble figuring you out. But
Issa will kind of like put a thumb up to the chin and ponder. Have you know when you boil the tea and there is that moment where steam releases and it causes a god awful noise?
yes,
Every once in a while, I boil a little too much, and I have to let out a bit of a god's awful noise.
that's
Okay.
an interesting way of looking at it, Isel. Thank you.
I look at the town master's hall with like a warm smile on my face, memories of good times. Right. So set off in the morning for Axholm.
Actually, since we're all rested, reasonably rested, perhaps we should make another night ride while we know the dragon is occupied eating its cow.
That is true. I'm game.
And at this time, I'll walk up, coming back from Harbin's, and I'll go, all right, so we get a night's rest, and then we're off in the morning.
Oh, we were just talking about leaving right now.
Oh, we're leaving now.
Do you not
While
want
the
to leave now?
dragon is busy with its meal.
That's actually a good idea.
And I think, with perhaps that decision, is perhaps where we'll end for this session.
Yay.
All right,
We accomplished things.
we did.
He still got to be a child and an adult. It works out great. And a teenager. You got to see all three stages of life.
Yes.
Parents, spiteful, but also very responsible. And a member of society. It's great.
Yeah, Hoodie, I really had so much fun watching Diesel tonight with his various choices that he made.
I wanted
Oh,
to
yeah.
see I wanted to see what would happen because I wanted to see if the brother was home, and I know the brother would open the door. That's the way to get him out.
It has been MVP tonight.
So, not really any combat tonight, but a lot of RP.
There were
and some,
5 rolls tonight.
yeah, a handful of checks.
And a whole lot of data issues.
Yeah, some
Parental issues in general, I think, were a pervasive theme of the evening.
some interesting things coming up between Isol and his patron, and then the message from Grace's family.
Right. Quite
Yeah.
a lot of potential character development coming for both of those.
Yeah. So we'll kick off our ending process here. And Triffid, how did you feel about tonight? And is there anything else that you'd like to mention other than that?
Yeah, I really enjoyed the character work that we all got to do today. The little Malik's little shopping expedition, and Grace. I am intrigued by the letter from Grace's father, and I look forward to finding out eventually what that is all about. Although it doesn't seem like the highest priority, it certainly brings another element of interest to what's going on with everything. Yeah, I think it's good to have a session like this where we have some time to breathe and think about things and what we're doing and where we're going overall. I'm sure that next time we'll get some combat, and that'll be fun too. But I love the role play, and I love watching what everybody else is up to and how we all interact. So I enjoyed it.
All right, thank you. Echo. I guess not too much really happened for Roderick this session, but it was good to have you around for this session.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it was. Well,
Any thoughts or comments?
nah, not much to say other than Malek's shopping spree was a bit surprising, but beyond that, nah. Only that I hope we can perhaps make another session next week before we have to get all suited up for Archon 2021.
Yes.
That's the plan, right? Playing again next Wednesday night.
Yep, that is the plan.
Good.
So,
All right.
yeah, there's nothing much more to say.
Okay. Hoodie?
I think this is a good anchor session to come back after a 6-week break too.
Yeah.
Not having to jump into combat and remember things and remember how a character.
Yeah.
Kind of nice that, and we got to like really hash out where we're going, what we're doing, what the motivations are for all of those really quick, while having character building experiences. So, a perfect type of session back. I very much enjoyed it. I always like playing Isol. He's a treat and a joy to be around.
Yeah, Asos Craft. Now have they invented the book skin.
I'm worried about him because he's coming from a part of being just weird and awkward to being weird, awkward, and also dealing with stuff. So that's fun. Very good one. But yeah, I enjoyed it very much.
Yeah, you can say that again, brother. Good lord.
And Rock God?
Yeah, it was definitely good to have the session to come back to because there was definitely stuff that I completely forgot. Like I was like looking at my notes. Okay, what do I have? What do I have? What do I have? And even after I got the coin, and Hoodie said, I want to see if it's magic. I'm like, well, I have the magic. I could have done that, and I could have figured out this stuff.
Yeah, I'm really curious about that coin. I think that coin means a lot, but I don't know anything, so I don't really know. There's not really anything to do with it right now. But I think that coin's kind of a huge deal.
It's the Chekhov's gun. It's just like the party, the traveling party that we saw in like the second episode that didn't come up again until like 2 episodes ago.
Yeah. Well, it's not, when you go to recycle a Coke can and it just says worth 1 life on the bottom of it, I mean, you're going to stop and take pause.
Right.
All right. Well,
Yeah, I kind of feel like the Hobbit messenger from Calamsham, Grace lost an opportunity there. I was thinking maybe she should have asked him for some songs or tales from Calamsham, but she was just too gobsmacked by the letter from her family to think of that at the moment.
Plus, who cares about what's going on in Calamsham? Whatever.
Right.
We're just all in for Eberron now.
Right. That's so far away from us. How could it possibly matter?
Right, yeah. There's probably nothing important or interesting going on there.
True.
all right. Well,
I hope you had a good time, Shadow.
yes, I did. Thank you, everyone. Make sure to check out all of the commands for the ARV stuff. ! ARV things.
Your turn, Triffid. You can do this time.
Oh, and ArvCon. Don't forget.
Yep.
Next weekend.
ArvCon coming up last weekend of the month.
Aspergillus is on Friday, then it is AME, GOG, and Shadow Crew on Saturday, then followed by IAB for 9 hours, and followed by concert on Sunday, and then a special TT RPG with Mike Underwood, aka Turbo Tango, and the Sound Clash Countdown on Monday.
Yep.
And as Arv just reminded us in chat, we are on primetime. Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the pressure.
Pressure.
Arv, the only pressure I will put is on Rob because we are going to be the A team.
I think Ethel is just going to recite all of Legs of Love. I think that's going to be the entire session. That sounds great.
Oh
No.
He put me
Win.
astride his muscular back.
Oh no! I'll just stop you there.
Underneath arms.
Yes. I am here for it.
I am not.
I will happily take more story about the central love than yeah.
It was a love that was forbidden.
And also, don't forget the top donor at AvCon will receive print a 16 by 24, I think, or 18 by 24, something like that, of a photograph of mine of fireworks, which is pretty cool. And then I believe
I've seen it. It's lovely.
The second,
Yeah, well, you're a moderator.
the second largest donor is also going to be getting a print from Prince Justin.
Prince Justin.
Which I have not seen, but his work is good, so it's
Yes.
definitely going to be good. I don't know what it is, but
Not as good as Rock Gods.
and I don't know if I don't know about that. But I don't know if is there a third place? I was in chat. Is there a third place?
Well, there are going to be a lot of other prizes. I know dice from Kraken at least, and maybe others. Some things from
Back to Dices.
Pegasus Spiele. Hardcover games and books from them and some other people, I believe, as well as numerous coupons from GOGCOM. And so, yeah, there's going to be a lot of goodies for people who show up and donate.
Dices, physical games, digital games, full download certificates. Oh my!
And it's for a very good cause, the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation.
Yeah, but everybody has forgotten the most important thing about Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation this year is that they will have PayPal enabled. So if you're international, and Monday we'll have a very special session which will include a couple of Damon Runyon employees. So
yeah, that I'm definitely interested in. I want to see what they do.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. There's a lot of good stuff to look forward to.
And I will be in full costume as Star and Chapter costumes. It is to honor our beloved DLM. May she rest in peace.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Make sure to do !BLM for Black Lives Matter and !Help Now for mental health, suicide prevention, that kind of stuff.
Talk your problems out. Don't hold back.
Yep. And I think with that, are we all? I think we're all good to.
Is there going to be a raid?
Oh.
Nah. Or at least I don't know. But chat's been pretty it's just been hard really, so.
No, there's 13 people here.
Oh.
Yeah,
they've been hypnotized by Legs of Love. They all went and said,
No, stop.
Yeah, I'll throw up a raid to someone. I think Arv says that Wenskin is on, so we'll probably do that.
We're gonna bloody raid the Wenskin or the Aussie country. Well, we should
For
go and do
anyone
that.
in chat, there is Arv raid and sub raid.
We really
Also-
appreciate the people who came and watched tonight.
Yes, thank
it's
you
been
to
fun
anyone
for
who
us, and we
came
hope
and-
it's been fun for you.
Yep, thank you.
God, what was the crunching noises?
Thank you to everyone who came and watched. We'll do a raid here. Maybe put something in to say that you're coming from the Shadow Crew. And with that,
Oh Lord, the crunch noises.
good night, everyone.
The next week, same time, same place.